Time for me to take you home to your own world, Honey said, once the doors were fully laden. She waved her wand again, and Rachel and Trusty found themselves surrounded by amber sparkles. Fairyland seemed to melt away before their eyes. There was a delicious smell of honey, a world of colors, and then "Girls, have you found the sweets?" Mrs. Twist was calling. Honey, Rachel, and Trusty were back in the stockroom of the sweet shop, and the girls were back to their normal size. "Coming," Trusty told breathlessly. "I will just sort this mess out before I go," Honey said, and she drew a handful of fairy dust from her party bag and threw it into the air. For a moment the whole stockroom glowed with golden light, and then the fun began. The jelly snakes started wiggling their way back to their jar. The drop stoppers bounced into their jar and whisked around inside it with a noisy rattle. And the jelly babies hopped into their box one by one. As soon as the jars and boxes were full, they flew back onto their shelves and lined themselves up neatly. Trusty realized her mouth was hanging open as she watched the fairy magic at work. "I wish I could borrow your fairy dust to tidy my bedroom," she joked. "Honey, that was brilliant." Honey gave a little curtsy in mid-air, then flew over to help both girls goodbye. "I must go back to Fairyland now," she said. "But thank you for saving me my party bag from the goblin." "And thank you for all these gorgeous sweets," Rachel replied. "We will see you again at the Jubilee party," Trusty added. Honey looked serious for a moment. "As long as those goblins do not mess everything up," she said. "Goodbye," and with a final flourish of her wand and a stream of golden sparkles, she was gone. Trusty breathed in the smell of honey, which was all that remained of their fairy friend. She hated saying goodbye. "Come on," Rachel said, seeing Trusty's wistful face. "Let us take these to Mrs. Twist." The girls staggered through the shop with all their Fairyland goodies. "Goodness, you have done well," Mrs. Twist exclaimed. "Now let's see." She peered at one of the jars. "Fizzing fairies," she read aloud. "I don't remember buying this." She unscrewed the lid to reveal lots of fairy-shaped sweets, all beautifully wrapped. "Can I try one, please?" a little girl asked shyly. "Of course," Mrs. Twist beamed. She raised her eyebrows as she handed the jar around. "Don't they smell lovely? I think I'll try one myself." Trusty elbowed Rachel in delight. She was sure she'd just spotted the fairy on the label, giving them both a wink. And as the girls looked closer, they realized that all of the fizzing fairies were in the shape of their friends, the party fairies. The boys and girls said, licking their lips as Mrs. Twist opened up more of the Jubilee party sweets. "These are the best sweets ever." Trusty and Rachel agreed. The marshmallows were soft and fluffy, the licorice was stretchy and chewy, and the pear drops were scrumptiously tangy. "Freshly picked this morning," Rachel joked in a low voice. Trusty felt something rustle in her pocket. She put her hand in to find a small bag of toffees, carefully tied with a curling gold ribbon. There was a sticker of a honey bee on the front of the bag. and on a label in a gold shimmering red writing, Trusty read the words, "Made with love and honey in fairyland." "Wow," Trusty breathed. "Look." Then she smiled. "I think we'd better take these home before I start eating them. Don't they look delicious?" The two friends said goodbye to Mrs. Twist and left the shop. "Well, what was certainly the tastiest trip to fairyland yet," Rachel commented. Trusty nodded happily. "Just 3 days left until the Jubilee party," she said. "I cannot wait. I hope we get to play past the magic puzzle," Rachel added, laughing as she remembered Polly's dream. Trusty laughed too. "One thing is for sure," she said as she popped a final pear drop into her mouth. "We are definitely going to have sweet dreams tonight."